Hey there, beer tubers! Welcome back to Maxwell Stars Beer Review. Special guest tonight, Heist Almighty. Merry Christmas, everybody! Want to take a look at Sommerschloss Classic. This is beer formerly brewed in Switzerland. It's now brewed in Austria. It's a Doppelbock lager coming in at a whopping 14% ABV.
Allegedly the strongest lager in the world.
Allegedly the strongest lager in the world. I imagine Brewdog's probably got something to say about that.
Well, those are ales.
Those are ales?
Those are ales.
Probably something to do with the yeast or something. Brewed only once a year on December 6th, Sommerschloss is aged for 10 months before bottling. To serve with a hearty, robust dishes and desserts, particularly with chocolates, as an after-dinner drink by itself. La Bière de Père Noël. So Sommerschloss is actually Swiss German for Santa Claus. It is actually brewed on December 6th, although we don't know if it's actually still brewed on December 6th.
Well, it says it is.
Yeah.
Which is St. Nicholas Day.
St. Nicholas Day, exactly. So in honor of St. Nicholas, they brew it once a year, so age it for 10 months, and it was traditionally served on December 6th, which this is much later than that now. It's like 16.
10 days.
10 days.
The spirit is willing.
Yeah, well, yeah, I imagine the spirit is definitely willing in this case. So let's crack this thing open and get pissed.
If this doesn't get us off to a good start, nothing will.
Holy crap! Look at the smoke coming off of that
Oh
sucker.
yeah, that's nice. Anyway, this is the 2010 vintage, which has been aged for us today.
If this doesn't clear our sinuses, nothing else will.
Not much head on that. Maybe if you pour yours a little more.
All here, I was dumping right in the glass. Yeah, almost no head at all.
What there
kind of
is
like
some kind of foamy.
It formed a little head, and for a high alcohol beer, that's actually sticking around. Although if you pour it gently, like Heist here did, he's not a whole lot of head at all. Although the carbonation on top of that, it's not like it's not oil. It's not an oil slick. It actually looks like it's like well carbonated.
Although it's pretty slick on the sides of the glasses.
How do you for carbonation inside the glass? Because I think you might be getting
a little bit more.
Yeah, you got more than I poured it. Must have poured it too aggressively. Well,
I got a little bit sticking around the bottom.
And you've got some carbonation down at the bottom, and I don't. Although I got more head.
Well, these things happen. Let's see. There's a strong boozy smell on this one.
Color-wise, it's like a deep golden,
almost amber, kind of ambery.
Orangey.
Orange amber.
Orange amber.
That
is that a sniff.
Woo! Almost smells like wine.
Yeah, you're right. It's got a very dark, raisiny kind of smell. Definitely some sweetness in there, and it's got this like fruit juice kind of smell. So you get these like mixes of raisins and prunes and stuff, like oranges, and
I'm still getting a fair bit of dark red wine.
I'm smelling
a little bit of grain.
Well, I'm not really much of a wine drinker, so what I am getting though is you can definitely tell that there's 14% alcohol in there.
Yes, we are definitely. I would be, if I were a betting man, I would say that we're definitely going to taste some alcohol in this one.
Well, why don't we move on to the taste and see what we do?
All right, big gulp.
Whoa!
Wow, cough medicine.
It is. Wow. Tasty cough medicine.
Tasty cough medicine. I like cough medicine. So
like one comment, one review I read on this, or like one specification. It wasn't a review. Said there isn't a lot of sugar in this because of all the alcohol, and I gotta say that there's quite a bit of sugar in this. Actually, it's very sweet.
It is very sweet. It's definitely
Wow, that's like sugary sweet.
It's almost a little syrupy.
It's almost cloying. It's not too bad. It's definitely enjoyable as a dessert beer or as a sipping beer.
Yeah, it's it kind of reminds me a little bit of like a sweet German dessert wine. It almost is almost ice winey and it's sweetness / booziness.
Exactly. I have had an ice wine at Inniskillen before, and it is very sweet, very strong, like alcohol taste to it, and it's very Very flavorful. It's got a lot of sweetness, but you can definitely tell there's some fruit flavors in there, like and perhaps a touch of cocoa.
A little bit of spice too. Just a little.
Like a little pepper.
Yeah.
There's maybe a little clove too.
A little bit.
Yeah. Boy, that's definitely unique though.
For something that's basically malt liquor, this is pretty complex.
This is pretty well booze. Yeah, it's it is for such a wow.
I defy you to do that well, Colt 45.
Yeah. I didn't bring that over this time, but thank God.
Alright, maybe we should take a little break to work on this for a minute.
Ooh, I mean, it leaves a lingering sweetness in your mouth, and it's not very bitter.
No, not much bitterness.
No. Alright, we'll sit down with this, we'll come back with some thoughts. Be right back. In the...
No.
9. And we're back with Samichlaus Classic. Here, Extra Ford.
Ooh, Extra Ford.
Extra Ford.
It's definitely Extra Ford.
No shit.
This is like 3 regular beers in one.
Yeah, I mean, think about it. When you consider this is a lager. You consider your standard lager at being like 4 or 5%. This is 3 beers in one fracking bottle. It's just like, damn. And you definitely taste it's very boozy, but it's also very tasty. You can definitely tell there's a lot of alcohol in it, but it's very sweet, and it's got some nice complex fruit flavors as well. It's really a tasty dessert beer. I wouldn't recommend this to be like a party beer or anything. It's very
certainly
nice.
No. Nope, this is definitely not one to take to a party. This is not one to start with.
Like
if you're working your way into extra strong beers, this is not where you start.
Well, this is like your Belgian extra strong dark ales for lagers. This is like the epitome of strong lager.
This is the pinnacle of lager technology.
And it's definitely a tasty one at that.
Crafted by little elves.
So, what did you think of this thing? Like, what did you give it for a rating?
I'm not even sure if this thing can be rated.
I'm not,
It defies.
I've never had anything quite like this before, and I don't know if I can really rate this on a scale. I gotta say I like it, but it's almost too sweet.
Yeah, if I had to put a number to it, I'm gonna say 3 3/4.
Okay, I was gonna give it a 4, but 3 3/4, 4. I'd have to agree with that. That's not a bad way to say it. It's definitely good. I don't know if I'd say world class, but it's certainly enjoyable.
It's maybe world class in that it is so unique.
Yeah.
The uniqueness works for it.
If there was a whole bunch of other beers out there, I wouldn't. Of its style, I mean, it's a Doppelbock, but it's definitely the over the top, most classic or unique of such beers.
Yeah.
What's that other? I had another Doppelbock at home we're going to review at some point, didn't we?
Maybe? I don't know. I had a Sam's Doppelbock at one point.
I never had that.
The Cannon's a Doppelbock, but it's only like half the strength of this.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So I'm going to give it a 4. High School Mighty's going to give it a high 3.5. But it's definitely great, and it's definitely, I can see where a lot of people would look forward to Christmas time just to try this again because it's delicious.
As a seasonal kind of festive sort of thing, I could see this becoming a yearly ritual if it were.
Yeah, if it was, I wish this was available here.
If it wasn't for the 5-hour drive to Quebec to get one.
Exactly.
I could see this becoming the kind of thing I would really.
This is at a Sac where?
It was a Sac in Pointe-à-la-Croix.
Pointe-à-la-Croix. Just across the river from Campbellton, New Brunswick, isn't it?
That's correct.
Okay. Alright, so I think we're done with this one.
I'm done.
Woo! Alright. I'll say. Thanks for watching Maxwell Stars Beer Reviews. And...
Merry Christmas, folks!
Merry Christmas, guys.